If you're using Facebook for business, your end goal is to get your leads to buy something from you, right? You want to make sale. And in order to do that, you're going to need those leads to move off of Facebook and move somewhere else. Move to your website, to a sales funnel, to book a call with you, to sign up for a webinar, someplace where they can actually make a purchase. Your leads are going to need to move from Facebook somewhere else. But you've likely heard that adding links inside your posts on Facebook decreases the number of people who see your content. So what are you supposed to do? Well, by the end of this video, you're going to know the most up-to-date best practices when it comes to using links on Facebook so that you'll maximize the number of leads who see your content, and you'll be able to move those leads off of Facebook so that they buy from you. Let's dive in. So Meta has told us very plainly that the algorithm doesn't like it when you put links inside your content. Here's an example of a warning that Meta sends. It says, there's factors that are impacting this post distribution. In other words, the reach of this post, the number of people who will see this in their feed. It says a link is in your post caption. Links in your caption can be distracting and reduce your reach. Try adding a link in the comments instead. So it tells us the problem, putting a link inside your post is distracting to your audience. That's not actually the reason why Meta cares about links in your post. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then it tells us a potential solution, try adding a link in the comments instead. And that can be one solution. We're going to take a look at a couple other solutions in just a second as well. But first, let's address the problem. Why does Meta really care if you put links inside your posts? Well, let's go take a look at an example. Here's an example of a post, and it says, if you want to continue with this program, it's going to be $99 a month. So this is a sales post. And then you can see right here inside the post, there's a link, and this link is directing people over to Stripe to make a purchase. So this makes sense. This business owner is using their content to take people who follow them on Facebook and move those people off platform to a place where they can actually make a purchase. In theory, this does make sense, but Meta hates this. Why? Because this link, this Stripe link right here, is moving people away from Facebook. It's taking Facebook users and moving them off of Facebook, meaning that those users aren't spending more time on Facebook, meaning that those users aren't seeing more ads on Facebook, meaning that those users aren't earning more money for Facebook. That's why Facebook doesn't like the strategy of having links directly inside your posts. And the result, if you do this, if you put links inside your posts, is exactly what Meta told us. Your posts are going to be seen by fewer and fewer people. In fact, there's been research done on this, and the findings suggest that Facebook posts without links get roughly twice the engagement of posts with links. So if you put a link in your post, fewer people are likely to see that post and fewer people are likely to engage on your content. That's exactly what you want to avoid. So what is the solution? How do you get your Facebook followers, your leads, to click on links so that they can buy from you? Well, there's three different ways to achieve this. The first is to use your posts on Facebook to get engagement, to get leads to raise their hands, showing that they're interested, to get them engaging on your content, but not providing a link in your content for them to actually go buy. So here's an example. This is a post I said, my AI clone is nurturing 227 leads in Messenger as we speak. You can do this too. And it talks about this idea of creating a clone over in Messenger. And it asks people, if you're interested in this, just say clone me in the comments below. And you can see there's 145 people here saying clone, clone, clone me. These people are showing interest. But instead of dropping a link right inside my post or in the comments or in replies to these comments, I'm moving these conversations over into Messenger. And let me show you how I'm doing this. I'm actually using a tool. It's called ChatBlaze. You can see right here, ChatBlaze. And what ChatBlaze does is it allows you to create a bot inside your personal Messenger that will reply to leads. So in this case, all the people who are raising their hand over here, they're saying, clone me, I want details, send me more details. I want to automatically get them a link that doesn't affect the reach of my post over on Facebook. And that's where ChatBlaze comes in. It's going to deliver that link to those leads over in Messenger so that the reach of my post isn't affected. You can see, here's how it works. ChatBlaze is triggered when people engage on that post, and then it sends them a couple messages and it says, hey, can I share it with you here? Do you want the link shared right here in Messenger? And everyone who replies, yes, share it with me, share the link over here in Messenger, this is what they're going to get. The bot is going to send them a link. It says, sure, here's the strategy we've been using. And the bot can send them a link that will send them anywhere. Again, it could send them directly to your sales page. It could send them to a calendar booking link where they could book a sales call with you. It could send them to a VSL where they watch a video and the video makes the sale. The big takeaway here is that your Facebook post is avoiding using a link inside that post so that it maximizes reach of that post. And then everyone who engages on that post, those conversations are moved over into Messenger where they can receive the link where they can buy from you. And in this case, I'm using Chatblaze to automate the process to deliver the links for me. And to see this in action, I'm going to go over here into Messenger and you can see all these different leads here. They've been assigned bots who are sending them resources, sending them links, making them offers, doing it all off the Facebook platform over in Messenger, again, so that my post reach can be maximized. So that's your first option. The second option is to use links in your post, but to make sure that those links are internal links. Let me show you an example here. Here's a post that says important reminder, and then there's a little bit of short form copy here. And you'll notice it's sending people right over to this link. And this link is an internal link, meaning that it's not taking users off of Facebook. This is sending people to a Facebook event, and it says, mark yourself as going to this event immediately. Now, Facebook, the algorithm, doesn't dislike this strategy because it's not moving people away from Facebook. It's actually keeping people engaged on Facebook. They're clicking on one link, they're going over to another post or another event in this case, they're actually staying on the platform longer. So an internal link like this isn't going to decrease your reach. In fact, it could actually help more people see your content because you're keeping people on the Facebook platform. But then the next question is, well, how does this actually make an offer? How does this actually close a sale if you're not moving people off of Facebook? Well, in this example, as we mentioned, this link is moving people to register for an event. And this event was actually a Facebook Live that kept people active on Facebook. Again, something Facebook likes. And on that Facebook Live, it was a live training. In that training, there was an offer to buy. And a link to go and buy was delivered in that live training. So you can imagine from Facebook's perspective, it loves this strategy. The algorithm loves it because your internal link is leading people to spend more and more time on Facebook while still giving you an opportunity to deliver a sales offer so that people can actually leave Facebook and go and buy from you. That's the second strategy. And the third strategy is simply following Meta's advice. Let's go back to that warning that we looked at earlier. Remember it said links in your caption can be distracting and reduce your reach. Try adding a link in the comments instead. Well, what can this look like? Here's an example. You can see in this post it says, news, Meta recommends this content posting strategy that gathers more leads versus typical posts. Details in first comment. So I'm taking the exact advice that Meta has provided. And let's go take a look at the result. I'm going to go and open up our comments. Let's look at all the comments here. And there's the very first one. It says we'll be sharing details tomorrow. And notice this is an internal link. Again, it's the type of link that Facebook likes. But if you're following the strategy that Meta has clearly recommended and you're providing links in the comments, you can provide an external link, again, to your website, to your sales funnel, to a registration page, and your post is less likely to be penalized than if you put the link directly inside the content of your post. Well, why is that? Why does Facebook prefer a link inside the comments versus a link directly in the post? Think about it this way. If you had a link right in your post and people are scrolling through your feed and they see that link, there's a high likelihood that people will click on that link and they'll move off of Facebook, something the Facebook algorithm doesn't want. Whereas in this scenario, someone needs to read your post, then go down to the comments, open up the comments, read this comment, and then decide to click on the link. So Facebook is creating a scenario where only those people who are really interested in whatever it is that's being delivered through this link, only those people who have shown real interest, they've gone through 1, 2, 3 steps to get to that link, only those people are going to be taken off Facebook. And therefore the algorithm is more okay with that because those people have shown a real interest. It's not distracting just anyone off of Facebook, only the people who are most interested. And as a little side benefit, when you use this strategy, when you say there's details in the comments or read the comments below, the fact that this forces people to come down and click on your comments, probably sift through some comments, clicking on different comments, that is increasing engagement and time spent on your post, which means you're actually strengthening the algorithm for that post, meaning more people are likely to see it in the future. So putting links in the comments of your post can actually be a great strategy to encourage more leads to be able to see that content. So there you have it, the best practices when it comes to using links on Facebook. Now, if you have a business and you use your Facebook personal profile to grow your business, you're definitely going to want to check out Chatblaze that you saw earlier in this video. My Chatblaze bots save me hours every day, and because they work 24/7, they earn more online sales than I ever could on my own. If you have any questions about building your own personal messenger chatbot, ask in the comments. I'm happy to help out. And then head over to chatblaze.ai to get started for yourself. Thanks for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you in the next video.